All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Airman Michael Smith, and I'll be your narrator for this morning's ceremony. Today, we will recognize the promotion of First Lieutenant Kehinde Osinloye to the rank of captain. The presiding officer for today's ceremony is Lieutenant Colonel Katrina Smith, Deputy Group Commander of the 31st Mission Support Group, Aviano Air Base, Italy. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party, the singing of the U.S. and Italian national anthems by A1C Kendall.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed by the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er thy ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Fratelli d'Italia, l'Italia sei desta, delemo discipio sacinta la testa, dove la vittoria le porga la chioma che schiava di Roma e Dio la creò. Fratelli d'Italia, l'Italia sei desta, delemo discipio sacinta la testa, dove la vittoria le porga la chioma che schiava di Roma e Dio la creò. Sciogam corte, siamo pronti alla morte, Italia chiamò. Sciogam corte, siamo pronti alla morte, Italia chiamò.
Thank you, A1C Kendall, for that amazing performance. We're going to get out of tension, I'm sorry. We'd also like to thank and welcome all commanders, chiefs, and first sergeants, and the men and women of the 31st Communication Squadron. Oh, you may sit. I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce today's presiding officer, Lieutenant Colonel Smith.
All right, buongiorno and good morning. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate this significant occasion. Lieutenant Colonel Williams, Chief Gazda, CGO Mafia over here. Looks like everyone holding up the door. And the men and women of the Communication Squadron, thank you for attending today. We appreciate the time and are grateful that you took the time out of your busy day to honor Lieutenant Osinloye's career. I would also like to thank those who made this day possible, Airman Smith, the Projo, and the MC, who is hiding now, the Proffer, A1C Fleeman, and Airman Kindle for the wonderful national anthem, as always, and Chaplain Ansah for the benediction at the end of the ceremony. I would also like to especially thank Kenny's family, who will watch the recording of the ceremony, especially his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Osinloye in Chicago. You provided the foundation for your son's values and beliefs and supported him as he grew into the man he is today. And the man he grew into is one who is driven to serve with purpose and meaningful intent. He chose to join the military and be part of something bigger than himself, bigger than any one person, and serve his country. It's a privilege for all of us in this room to be part of something greater than ourselves. The work we do is hard, but it's meaningful and worthwhile, and hopefully enjoyable at times as well. I'd also like to thank his brothers, his twin, Divine Favor, Victor and Prage, for the support and love you provided your brother throughout his life and during his Air Force career. Now let's take a few minutes to talk about what the promotion to captain means. This is the first promotion for officers that meet a board, so it's the first opportunity for the Air Force to confirm that it wants you as part of its ranks, which is a humbling experience. To equate this promotion on the enlisted side, it's equivalent to joining the NCO tier as a staff sergeant. The enlisted force structure says non-commissioned officers are the backbone of the Air Force, and they focus on training, supervision, and task execution. This description fits captains very, very well. They're also the backbone of the officer tier, and so much gets accomplished and handled at their level. To equate this promotion for his family and our non-military audience, captain is middle or intermediate management and supervisory. They're the link between senior management, squadron leadership in the military, and lower levels, their flight or section, of the organization that they serve in. Captains oversee their team, have responsibility for training, leading, and making decisions, but still have a boss that they answer to. For Kenny to achieve this career milestone, he has demonstrated diligence and respect to those he leads. The ability to manage others with poise and resolve is essential in any leadership position. He has proven that he embodies the Air Force core values and consistently seeks out opportunities to put them into action. Kenny leveraged lessons learned while playing football at the Air Force Academy and utilized his strengths, a mindful nature, optimism, passion, and a go-getter attitude to achieve this milestone. Those lessons and other lessons he has learned over the last 4 years while serving with all of you, combined with his strength of character, will continue to serve him as he embarks on this next phase of his Air Force career. We expect he will handle this new role with confidence, wise decisions, servant leadership, while continuing to strive for excellence. I'd like to congratulate Kenny on his promotion to captain. It is no small feat to take on such an essential role as a leader, while also carrying the weight of making decisions and managing more people. His newfound authority brings with it increased responsibility, that of managing more personnel and making critical decisions. The Air Force does not make the promotion decisions lightly, and the COM Squadron and the MSG leadership believe in Kenny's abilities to handle this role with poise and dedication. I'm confident that he will be successful in this new role and shoulder the enormous responsibility that it entails, the task of leading your team as we preserve the security of our great nation and our allies, but most importantly, shouldering the responsibility of caring for our greatest assets, the airmen entrusted to our care. In closing, I would like to again thank the Osinloye family for sharing your son and brother with the Air Force, the 31st Fighter Wing, and the 31st Communications Squadron, and for establishing the pillars of his strong character and principles. Thank you all for attending the ceremony, and once again, congratulations to Kenny on this milestone.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the reading of the promotion order.
Publish the orders.
Attention to orders. The President of the United States, acting upon the recommendation of the Secretary of the Air Force, has placed special trust and confidence in patriotism, integrity, and abilities of First Lieutenant Kehinde Osinloye. In view of these special qualities and his demonstrated potential to serve in the higher grade, First Lieutenant Osinloye is promoted to the grade of Captain, United States Air Force, effective the 25th of May, 2023, by order of the Secretary of the Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated for the pinning of Lieutenant Osinloye's new rank. Airman First Class Sherrod Oliver, would you please come forward and pin on Captain Osinloye's new rank?
All right, raise your right hand, repeat after me.
All right.
I state your full name.
I, Kehinde Emmanuel Prosper Osinloye,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office
of the office
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Air Force is proud to introduce Captain Kehinde Osinloye.
Second. Take that time, it's your day. All right. Thank you, Airman Smith. And thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. Hope you all have a minute, because today is a new day, a new horizon, and a new opportunity. I'd like to begin by thanking everyone who was able to join here today. I owe a great deal of gratitude to the leadership present, and I'm grateful to our MSG staff, our commander, top 4 leadership, chaplain, and our Projo Airman Smith for helping put all of this together. This is no simple feat, by the way. And to our singer, Airman Kendall, who formed the national anthem, who did a phenomenal job, by the way. And to all my fellow CGOs present, and all the volunteers. My mentors at the schoolhouse and here at Aviano have been incredibly supportive, and I thank them dearly. Though my parents cannot be here today, they're supporting me from Chicago, and we have this event recorded so they can watch it back later. I want to give a special mention to my twin brother, Divine Favor, and our younger brothers, Victor and Praise, for their love and encouragement, and to our uncle, Akeem Abujade, to our cousins located in the UK, Canada, Nigeria, and around the world. And to my man, Miguel Nieves, who's currently transitioning out of the military from the missile career field. Thank you for your service, Miguel. Spoiler alert, I'll play this recorded moment back during his wedding in San Diego. Without all of your unconditional support, as well as that of the teachers and staff from the academy, my journey may not have been as smooth. I now join some of the youngest academy grads to ever receive captain rank. Having just turned 26 years old this month, I'd like to add that my younger brother is set to be promoted to captain 2 months before his 26th birthday in 2024. Let's all applaud those who made my 4 years at the United States Air Force Academy and 4 years in the Air Force an incredible experience. All right, let's get through this. All right, let us go back to the year I made the decision to join the academy. The year is 2015, and it was a great one. My trust in my own abilities, the courage to attempt something that came with the high risk of failure, and the willpower that drove me to aim even higher resulted in me gaining admission into the academy. This enabled me to breeze past many of the barriers that usually stand between someone and admission, shortening the application process by 6 months. I can still recall the accelerated application process vividly. Even though I'd been opposed to joining the military, the recruiters arranged to meet me and my father the next day at a burger joint, where they tried to persuade me to submit my application to the academy. This allowed me to join faster than most. Like many of you, however, I could not have made that choice to join the Air Force alone. I found myself standing on the backs of those who had paved a path before me. My parents, first-generation Nigerian Americans, secured a green card before I was even born, and strived hard to provide a peaceful home in a nice and quiet neighborhood. Inspired by their example of good parenting, all 4 of us brothers worked diligently to finish school in the top 1% out of 512 students, after our parents fought to get us into honors classes. We devoted time to volunteering in our communities, and some of us went on to play Division I football, track and field, judo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, boxing, and set and break historical high school weightlifting records and track records, as well as hold the United States Air Force Academy deadlift record of all time. Breaking more records in our respective careers, we'd go on to forge our paths while helping others do the same. Along the way, I had the pleasure of meeting 2 presidents of the United States during my time at the Academy. Barack Obama in 2016 and Donald Trump in 2019, who personally handed me and my graduating class our diplomas. Both interactions were compelling. That being said, I am not perfect. Far from it, actually. I stand here before you, a man who once had no aspirations of joining the military. Yet it found me regardless. The primary draw was the opportunity to pay for college tuition with $500,000 scholarship and relieve my parents of the burden of financing my education. I stand here before you, a captain who has achieved academic and athletic excellence in a short period of time. And like many of you, I stand here before you admitting to moments of self-doubt. I am not shy to admit that I've had experienced imposter syndrome at times. Imposter syndrome can be crippling to think that you cannot accomplish what you are set out to do. And as a result, I unnecessarily let pride, anger, and hubris cover up my insecurities and let them become the primary motivation for achieving success. Until fate would introduce me to the Air Force core values. On that note, I'd like to speak about the Air Force core values in my military experience and how those have shaped who I am today. The most significant one, integrity first, ultimately came rooted within me after 6 months of the academy. My time in middle school and high school, I had always made a subconscious decision to not cheat. Consciously, I didn't need to. My brothers and I would put in the work. However, when it came to facing real pressure and meeting some of the demands, suspenses, and timelines of the academy, particularly when writing a paper in history, plagiarism would become part of a common statistic, and for freshmen, which included me. Although I won't shed light on that now, instead, you can just read more about that in past academic scandals from the academy in news articles. This was the toughest lesson to learn, as I had been confined to base for over 377 days straight for remediation, and I would later decide to leave the football program and focus on meeting the academic demands. My peers encouraged me to continue to be successful both in football and boxing and academically, And it was through this motivation and practice the value of integrity truly sank in. The second, service before self. During my time as a nuclear operations officer, I had to shy away from stubbornness and instead prioritize my responsibilities as a newly commissioned officer. This meant placing service first before personal desires, wants, and needs, which were tested on weekends, weekdays, and parties. This lesson took the longest to learn. But when I found favor in the eyes of my leadership and peers, I was able to subsequently strengthen my mind and, like a warrior, adopt new habits and fight for my training. This battle led me to a new path as a cyberspace officer, where I could better utilize my strengths in a managerial capacity than as an operator. After that, I spent 6 months as an instructor at the schoolhouse. I no longer simply wanted to be good. Rather, my aim now was to thrive and to help others do the same. This brings me to my third, excellence in everything we do. Excellence. I strive to achieve the highest possible standard in all that I do, both in life and at work. I try to rid my mind of unnecessary, frivolous, and negative thoughts, such as unhealthy competition, and focus on the mission, letting rewards and recognition come naturally as a result. Still, I must keep in mind those who have dedicated their lives to help me succeed. Family, friends, and mentors who have built the platform which I am standing on today. Families come in all types, shapes, and sizes. And though we may not always choose who they are, it is the firm support systems back at home, during my time at the academy, and here at Aviano that truly blessed us. It is with this foundation that has empowered me to define my own future family. And one day I know that my future wife and beautiful and vigorous children will set a model for excellence. To exemplify this, here's a quote that I will leave you all with. As John F. Kennedy Jr. once said, we do things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. It is during these difficult times that we truly grow and fortify our minds. Fortify your mind. For life has its ups and downs, and I wish for all of us in all of our lives that our triumphs exceed our defeats. I pray for the touchdown and for my abilities to continue to serve you. I pray for my family and the responsibility that comes with being the son of immigrants. And to the big man upstairs, I pray for leadership and the chance to be an example of excellence for all of you in uniform. Your hard work is making a real difference, and you should be proud of the positive impact your actions have. Side note, I must also mention the numerous people who reap the rewards of our efforts here. Everyday citizens, well-known celebrities, professional athletes and influencers, all of them. Every single one of them. Famous faces on TV and our allies around the world. They all benefit from your accomplishments, our accomplishments. And as a result, some of them come to us to show their appreciation. Finally, I want to say that it is an honor to lead, a responsibility that I embrace wholeheartedly. It is an honor to influence because we all have created a legacy here together that will be remembered long after we retire. It is an honor to serve as your new captain, as Captain Osinloye. I am grateful to the Academy, the United States government, and humanity as a whole. Thank you all for coming. Take good care.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the invocation by Chaplain Captain Eugene Ansah.
Thank you all. And I had another engagement, so please forgive me for coming in late. And it's going to be a blessing more than an invocation because we've already started the program, so it's going to be a blessing. If that is okay with you all. Please join me in prayer. God, our rewarder, your son is here today ready to accept increased responsibilities. We are proud of his achievements to date. But at the same time, we are humble at the thought of the expanded services that this responsibility will entail. When he is tired, give him energy. When he is angry, give him patience. When he is under stress, give him balance. When he feels lonely, walk with him so that he can discharge his duties with renewal dedication. Let your humble servant and our newest mentored captain, Kehinde Osinloye, be a model for those who follow him and an encouragement to those who depend on his leadership. Most of all, may we be an authentic image of care and concern for your people. We ask your many blessings, O God, that let nothing lack him. Walk with him, be with him, as you be with us all. Continue to pour your blessing upon him and make him great and all of us here gathered. We thank you for your many blessings. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the men and women of the United States Air Force are proud of Captain Osinloye and look forward to working with him as he takes on a new challenge. Please join Lieutenant Colonel Smith in congratulating Captain Osinloye for refreshments, cake, and drinks at the table in the hallway, starting immediately after the playing of the Air Force song and the departure of the official party.
Into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come, singing to me our thunder. Battle love, give 'em the gun, give 'em the gun. Now we die, sucking our flames from under. Off with one hell of a roar. We live in pain, we'll go down in flame. Hey, nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force.